Welcome to the Particraft post-it note holder tutorial. I'm going to be showing you how to make these really quick, simple and easy little post-it note holders. They're a fantastic little gift idea for teachers or friends, and they're a fantastic project for children to do. So they can be elaborately decorated, or you can keep them as simple as possible. So to start, you're going to need some double-sided paper. I'm using the Heavenly Fancy Pants paper here, and you want to cut it to 3¼ inches across by 7½ inches long. Then the first thing you'll need to do is measure 3½ inches from the bottom and score a line, and then measure 4 inches from the bottom and score another line. Once you've done that, you can just burnish these marks by folding them in and then just going over with your bone folder. So I'm just going to do that on the 3½ one and the 4-inch one, and then this has now made the basis of your post-it note holder. It really is as simple as that, and now we're just going to get to the stages where we can actually decorate it. So first of all, I'm just going to bring in my non-stick craft sheet, and I'm going to be using the Hazelnut Bright Adirondack dye-based ink just so I can blend in some of the colours. I'm going to be using the applicator and the blendable foam. The principle of this is exactly the same as the cut and dry foam, so if you're wanting to know about the blending, check out our cut and dry foam blending tutorial. So just dragging in that colour, making sure that I'm not too heavy, so I'm just literally going to go through and do this all the way around, just to create a little bit of the interest on the inside as well. Now you'll notice that I'm going back to the ink pad and I'm transferring the ink to the craft sheet. That's so you don't have such a heavy application, and it also avoids any of the lines that you tend to get. Flip it over and do exactly the same on that side as well. Now this time I'm also going to bend in our scored lines and do exactly the same for the other side. The hazelnut is a really nice colour. It's not too dark, but it's also dark enough for you to be able to see a difference. So once we've blended in all of the sides, we can now start to decorate the top. So the next thing we're going to need is, I've used the same cardstock again, except this time I've cut it to 3 inches by 3½ inches. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to round off the corners. So just take your corner rounder punch and round off the corners. And again, just blend in the corners. This just helps it to all fit together really nicely, and it stops any of the really stark differences when you're actually layering everything up. So once we've done that, we now know that this can go onto the top like so. And we're also going to decorate a few other pieces as well. So we have a 1/2 inch strip, a little bit longer than the width, because once we stick it on we can actually cut it to size. I've got a 2-inch circle, and I've also got another piece here which is 3½ inches across by 1½ inches deep. Now this one, we want to create a little scallop in the same way that we did for this one here. So I'm going to show you how to do that with your corner rounder punch. So if you flip that over and just take off the section, just going to put the excess in the bin. Now the best way to do this is to find your center point first of all. So you can just fold it and do a little pinch, or you can measure it and make a little score line. That's entirely up to you. Pop it into your corner round punch, and then where you've got that little center line, mark it up to the edge of that little V and then punch. Now you can go either side of it, and all you want to do is you just want to match up the edge of the hole, so then you can go along again. And then I can go across to the other side. Worth spending a little bit of time doing this. You don't want to rush it. going back in on the other side, and we're just going to repeat the process again. So just matching it up to the edge and to the bottom, and again here. And now you've got your scalloped edge. So the other thing that I'd like to do with this little piece is I need to score 1/2 inch from the top. So just taking my ruler and my embossing tool again, I'm just going to mark 1/2 inch, so then I can score the line. And this is going to sit down the back of our post-it note holder. And then I can just fold that little section back. Now again, to make sure that it all fits in, we're just going to blend it again, so bringing in the ink. And blend all the way around. And then again, you just want to fold that and then continue to blend the top and the side. Now at this point, I'm also just going to blend the little strip and our circle as well. Okay, so once you have all of your pieces inked up and ready, I've made a slight adjustment on the top piece, and we've made that a 3-inch square, obviously, so then we can put our top piece on as well. So now we can pop it all together. So taking some of the Easy Lift tape, which you'll get from Particraft, we're now going to cover the back and adhere this into place. Once you've removed all the backing, you can just pop this into place on the front of your little post-it note holder, like so, and add some adhesive to the top section. Now you'll notice that I've overlapped this slightly, but I'm not going to worry about that because you can just bend your tape back over the little bits of excess. Okay, now this bit is a little bit trickier. You want to make sure that you bend over the first section and that you center this in place and then press into place. And then you want to push this side up, so then you can adhere that into place, like so. Now, because we have a little excess here, the next thing I'm going to do is take my scissors and just cut into the side section and remove that. But I'm going to leave the overhang at the front because it adds a really nice decorative detail. So now, at the sides, it's flush, and at the top we have a slight overhang. Now we're ready to pop on our little strip at the front. Once you've removed the backing, you can just pop that one into place as well. And then trim off the excess. Now I prefer to do my faux stitching at this point as opposed to drawing it in before. So all I'm going to do is take a black journaling pen, and I'm going to make sure I do a dot and then a line, and this then creates the perfect faux stitching effect. Now that we've finished creating the faux stitching effect, I've also continued that on the 2-inch circle, and I've written in the notes bit as well. And all we need to do now is just adhere that to the front like so, and then we can pop the post-it notes inside. And you can see you've got a perfect little post-it note holder. This one's very, very pink and girly and is going to be for Kaisha's teacher, but you can make them a little bit more masculine, or you can make them in any particular style you want. But they're a really easy, quick project and fantastic for children to be able to do themselves. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye!